what's next and what's coming in the 10.30 update. So let's go ahead and get into that. And we're going to pause it and kind of go over my thoughts case by case here with what they are talking about. So let's bring that up. Here it is. Let's go ahead and do it and see what they got for us.
Hey everyone, update 10.30 is just around the corner, with Raid's 6th anniversary being the focus. Alongside that main course, we'll also be serving up some tasty side treats for you to enjoy as well. So let's dive in with our latest sneak peek and see what's coming. First up, Raid's turning 6 years old. The Festival of Creation will be returning this year, packed with new events, gifts, and all the fun you'd expect from an anniversary celebration. This year's Festival of Creation is being held in Aravia.
The anniversary events are usually really cool. I believe they're decent anyways, and they usually have actually some pretty good stuff involved. So, I mean, if you are a spender, expect pretty decent deals coming out here soon. And obviously, it's going to be relentless with events and spending. That's just Polarium for you, but there's still some cool stuff to be had, and usually the fusion is good. So, we'll see how that all goes.
Home of the elves. Think classy soirees, elegance personified, and high society. Fancy, right? The Bastion is getting a makeover, so get your finest silks ready. If the enigmatic and charming Armands the Magnificent was the perfect host last year, then the graceful and sophisticated, aristocratic Lord Entertainer Fabian is certainly the man for the job this time around. Sure, he's undead, but death is no excuse to stop the festivities. Fabian loves hosting parties, and that sometimes means...
So here's the fusion. Lord Entertainer Fabian is going to be our fusion. So that's confirmed. We got the name, and he's going to be an undead champion, it sounds like. Which I kind of guessed that in my video that we just posted yesterday, because it looks a lot like a Siphi Rhodos type of feel to it. See what they say about him.
Means dealing with unwanted guests. He's a crowd control powerhouse with petrification and true fear debuffs, manipulating skill cooldowns and a self-cleanse, all part of his kit. He's gonna...
Okay, so petrification can be kind of cool. Pretty useful actually, because then you just lock the enemy down. True fear, not so great in a lot of places, and with having a bunch of debuffs as a polymorph magnet in arena. But cooldown reduction skill, I wonder how good that's gonna be. That could be very interesting, because if it's like an Alice, it's still good, but it's not like great. But if we're gonna get like on the like a full skill cooldown, or like a Crixia or Warlords style, then it's gonna get interesting, right? So where is there? We got. So if it's at least by 3 turns, I think it could be pretty solid. If it's just a 2 turn, they just get 1 turn without their skill, and then they have the skill. That's how that works. So if it's a 3 turn though, it could be interesting. It could be good. And then it said a self cleanse, which I'm gonna guess is part of a passive, which also means, if that is true, and it's like cleanses himself before he takes a turn, then you can't lock him down with stun or anything, and he gets to go, which would be pretty nice actually. So definitely curious on when they're going to show that kit and what it's going to be involved with.
Crush it in Arena and Siege. No one ruins Fabian's receptions and gets away with it. You can get your hands on Lord Entertainer Fabian
like
through
always.
a special fusion event running from March 10th to March 26th.
There we go. There's the release date. So March 10th through March 26th. With it being on March 10th, I believe is the beginning of the week next week. So it shouldn't start with a summoning event. Yeah, the 10th is on a Monday. So usually it doesn't start with a summoning event when it starts like that, and it will still be Friday. So we have probably until next Friday to gather up as many shards as you can to start this fusion. So everybody start hoarding your shards and make sure we see this kit, and it could be a good kit. It sounds pretty good. It just depends on how they implemented it. So make sure you start saving your shards so you can get this fusion.
Don't miss out on adding this graceful ghost to your roster. You can find all the details for this year's Festival of Creation on our dedicated website. There's also a little puzzle related to this year's celebration, and solving it will net you a
Promo code
sweet
puzzle.
reward.
Okay,
Grade
I'll
6
try to keep that
anniversary isn't
updated
the
in
only
my
thing coming with update
Discord.
10.30. We're also rolling out some live arena changes that we teased in one of our What's Next in Raid episodes. We're speeding up progress by increasing the points you earn per victory and silver tiers to 7 points, and reducing the inactivity penalty to just 1.
Okay, so with this being said, people are just going to progress to gold a lot faster and not be just getting demoted, which helps out the gold leveling and gets more of a wide roster for people to fight when you're in gold, which is probably a good thing, because it shouldn't just be you get through silver, you hit gold, and then you're kind of just stuck because you're fighting too hard of people. So I don't think that's a bad change, and realistically everybody just needs to get into gold anyways, because you need those medals to upgrade your area bonuses further. So I think that's a good change.
Point. Once you've battled your way into gold tier, that's it. You've made it. No more dropping out.
You don't drop
Speaking
out of
of
gold,
leagues,
which is
we're changing up
okay.
gold tier as well. It'll now become a live arena seasonal league, complete with a live
This is
leaderboard.
awesome.
Each session will last for 4 weeks, followed by a 2-week cooldown before the next one kicks off. During this
Okay.
cooldown period, you'll still earn and lose points based on victories and defeats, and you're still aiming to climb as high as you can.
This is a good thing. Hopefully they keep working at it, but seasonal live arena is going to actually make it interesting again. Because it kind of just got pretty boring after you collect everything, you do everything, you got really nothing to strive for, so this will give us something to keep doing it with.
For those of you who reach the top of the leaderboard, there are some seriously awesome goodies up for grabs.
So there's some good rewards in here. New relic material. But shit, top 100 to even get a chest, it's gonna be pretty hard to do, I think. It's a 4-week thing, and you're gonna be facing crazy amount of accounts. Like, I think it should be top 1,000. I think that would be a good cutoff. Because I think, that's 1,000 people getting rewards, and it's not even easy to get in the top 1,000 for a lot of people. So maybe this should be like top 1 through 10. Maybe a little less if they are really stingy, but 1 through 10 probably wouldn't be bad, I don't think. Getting those rewards, you're top 10 in the world. So I feel like top 10 should be able to get that. And then make this like 11 through 100 maybe. You get a little bit of the better rewards for being top 100 still. And then from 101 to like 1,000, do this one. I don't know why they couldn't do that. I think that would be a good implementation right away, because like barely anybody is going to be able to achieve this. So I get that you do want to push, but like it's a pay to win game. You got to give at least a chance for people that want to try to push for this stuff that's not opening up their wallets 24/7. So, but we'll see how that goes.
If you can finish in the top 100, top 10, or the #1 spot on the leaderboard, you'll be rewarded with shards, gear, skill tomes, and more. Plus, don't forget to show off your exclusive new avatar frames and flex your ranking on friends and foes alike. There's also milestone rewards you can earn during a live arena seasonal league by gaining season points. Once you've claimed them all.
This is good. This is really good. So it gives everybody a reason to go in no matter what. And at least we're still getting relic material. It looks like we're still getting some gear. Question though, Do we get
fighting
accessories?
and earning
Okay, we
points
do
to
get
claim
accessories. Whew. I was worried about that for a second. So, you're going to get the gear sets, and you're going to get relic stuff, and you're going to still get other things for relic stuff.
Seasonal chest. These chests contain artifacts and accessories.
Ooh, nice. Milestone 8, 1320. You get relic, mythical relics material. That's big. That's really big.
From 2 new variable gear sets. Let's check them out. First up, there's Stone Cleaver. As the name implies, it's perfect for taking out enemies hiding behind stone skin shields and will suit your attackers nicely. As it's a variable set, you'll get different bonuses for equipping different amounts of gear. But at 9 pieces, you'll get 25% more attack, 30% more critical damage, 10% more speed. Ignore 20% of your enemy's defenses, and you'll deal 100% more damage to Stone Skin Shield.
Okay, so let's dismiss this. 25% attack, 30% crit damage is pretty big, so those are good. 10% speed is really good. Ignore 20% enemy defense. It's a little lower than you'd like, but you're getting so much other stuff. And 100% more damage to Stone Skin Shields. I think we have other mechanics that are kind of doing this that just don't do them that well. So I think it just really depends on if it's gonna be implemented correctly. Because I think Stone Skin negates like 75% or 85% damage. So if this knocks it down to what's it called? I mean, I guess, I don't know, we'll have to see how it does. Because you're going to need the 9-piece to even do this, so trying to get a good 9-piece build on a damage dealer is going to be hard enough. But I will say, like, minimize that real quick. On my cat, though, with this build right now, which is a hefty build, he will actually, if there's one person that doesn't have Stone Skin, with his double mechanic, with his extra turn with killing somebody, and this does a lot of damage, and then he goes into this ability, I've broken so many Stone Skins, and I've even killed people behind that Stone Skin. So, if I got an extra 100% damage to Stone Skin on him, he could probably break through mostly any Stone Skin, I would guess. With the right setup, obviously. So that would be very interesting to see if it actually works that well. I'll probably try it, and we'll see once we get a good enough set to actually try it. And I'll let you guys know how that goes. So let's bring this back up.
Not hard to see why it's called Stone Cleaver. The second set you can earn is called Rebirth.
Rebirth
I can guess where this one's going too.
That's cool.
Rebirth can make your revivers faster with an extra 32% speed, more resilient against debuffs with 60 points of resistance, and also grant them a bunch of unique effects. They'll revive allies with 10% extra HP and turn meter, get a block damage buff once per round whenever an ally is killed.
This is already crazy. So let's go back a little bit. So just this alone, 30% to speed, resistance, 10% HP, and 10% turn meter to allies revived by this champion. That's even quite a bit of cool stuff just by itself. Because when you revive, you're getting 10% turn meter right on the top, and then you're still getting good stats. Not the best stats, but good stats with the set.
Turn meter, get a block damage buff.
This is crazy. Places block damage buff on wearer for 1 turn when the ally is killed by an enemy. So pretty much an Ugo type of passive. And it just happens when anybody dies. That's pretty strong. It's going to be really strong. Because then it just gives your reviver a chance to go and bring your team back. So that's
once per round
crazy already.
An ally is killed, and decrease the cooldown of an ally's skills when they get
and then decrease the cooldown of any revived ally's skills by 1 turn. So all their skills just get a 1 turn to reduction just by being revived. Yeah, this set's going to be nuts. It's going to be a very strong set for a lot of things. I think it'll be good for PvP, but it'll even be good for Hydra. It'll be good for Chimera because people are always dying in those anyways. So it's gonna be super strong.
Revived by the wearer. It's a real lifesaver. Both
That's gonna be
sets
a really
offer
strong
advantage
set.
in PvE and PvP. So whether you're crushing it in the dungeons or conquering the arena, these sets are here to help you dominate. Another feature coming in 10.30 we teased in our last What's Next video is background multi-battles. Once you hit level 45, you'll unlock this feature for all game modes across Raid where multi-battles are already available.
Level
All you need to
45.
do is set up as usual, and then tap the Start Background Multi-Battles button, and you're good to go. Multi-battle rules still apply, but here's the best bit. You won't have to sit and watch your champions fight. You can sort your gear out, summon champions, almost anything other than watching your team run multi-battles. Oh, and you can use background multi-battles with super raids at the same time. Lastly, but by no means least, we've got a little quality of life up.
So with the multi-battles, I've been doing a little bit of watching on videos and seeing what's actually happening with it. It seems like it's a very, very basic, dumbed-down version right now. Like, all you can do is run one dungeon, and then you can't run anything else. You can't do arena, you can't do faction wars, you can't do any of this stuff in this section at all if you're doing multi-battles anywhere else. All it is for right now is to run one of those, and then you can come mess around, like you said, with your shards. You can re-gear champions, and then you can go through your gear and stuff. I mean, it's still some time-saving stuff. You can do forge stuff. So there's stuff you could do, but it's a very basic version right now. So don't expect much out of it at the moment. But they did tell the content creators that this is their basic version of it, and they plan on doing a lot more. They do want to get to the point where you can go do arena battles while you're running background battles. So there's more plans to it, but I'm sure it's going to take them a while to get there. So don't expect it soon. And I guess just use them when you need to do a gear cleanse or something, you know. That's all I got for you on that one. It is what it is.
Update for Siege coming too. Clan leaders and deputies will be able to set attack targets as high, medium, and low priority. It's a handy little way to help ensure everyone in your clan is on the same page. Knowledge is power, and knowing where to attack can make sieges more successful. And that's everything for today. We can't wait to sell.
Okay, so with that being everything, the Siege one, I guess it's alright. It's somewhat helpful, but I don't think it's going to be like crazy, because I mean, it's going to be so situational on what you want to do and what you can open when you can open it. Like, I guess when we have like all this open like we do right now, you could be like, okay, well, you know, this team looks hard to deal with, but this team looks a little easier to deal with. So you could set this to high, or set both of them to high, just get through one of these so we can make our way to the stronghold type of thing. And then, you know, you could set other low ones and then set the manager right. It will help out a little bit, but it's not going to do a crazy amount. And it just depends on if your clan even cares to even take the time to do that. So, but 10.3, also the rebalances come in with, they didn't mention this, Calamitous. Where is Calamitous at? Shadowkin? No. Undead. There he is. He gets his buff. I watched a showcase on him with his buff from scratch. Looks pretty promising. He looks pretty strong at this point. He definitely is going to be usable. And I think overall a good around buff for him. And then the next one, which I don't also know where he's at, is... Actually, I think he's down here. Alil. He gets his buff as well, which I haven't seen his showcase on it, so I'm not sure if it's good or not yet. Couldn't tell you. I know this ability's ignoring defense now, and then these two I think are getting a damage boost, if I remember correctly. So hopefully it's enough to make him viable. I mean, I would love to see him viable because I actually have him. But if not, not a big deal. I mean, maybe. Am I spelling it wrong? What's going on here? Faction. Sylvan Watchers. There he is. Spelling it wrong. So, you know, we'll see if he does anything or not. I got him to play around. I'll test him as soon as he's in game, if nobody else does. And I'll probably still test him if not, just to kind of throw my own 2 cents into it. But that is all of the 10.3 update, guys. Please drop a like or a comment below and tell me what your thoughts are on it. And hit that subscribe button if you think this is useful to you. Until the next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.